All right, hey, welcome to the... Sorry about that, Becca. Welcome to the Wally Show Precast, as we are also Facebook Living this. You can always check that out.
And on YouTube.
Yes, if you love the YouTube, which the girls spent a little bit of time on during the show today watching.
We get more views on YouTube than on
videos.
We had a reason for it. It's actually for show research purposes.
Oh, well, fantastic. That's good.
But we don't know where we're going with it yet, so don't ask us.
All right, so let's get into some of the stuff that we did not get to today on the show. First of all, we'll do our birthdays with questions, as always. Hey, Wally, my name is Rick. My birthday is today, and I'm turning 29. That's an inside joke. I'm sorry. Love your beard. Don't listen to Becca and Betty. It's perfect no matter how you grow it. I wish I could grow mine like yours. Why, thank you, good sir. I appreciate that. And nobody on the beard tip, I cannot believe nobody noticed today.
Oh,
I see
trimmed it.
I shaved my beard.
It
yeah,
looks
I did.
a lot better.
It does
Well,
look a
thank
lot
you.
better.
A lot better.
It wasn't growing out like I wanted it to. Like I wanted a full...
Wait, so you admit it wasn't what you wanted?
No, I wanted a full-blown beard,
Right.
and it just wasn't
It
happening.
was doing the duck butt?
It was
Yes.
doing the duck butt on
Right.
both sides.
And
So
so-
you admit it was nasty?
No, I never said it was nasty. I was
think
trying
by
to get
you
it to
trimming
grow.
it, you're saying that you
Not
agree
at
with
all.
us.
No.
Wow, Becca, we won the argument.
I'm trying not to say anything.
Important.
It goes to show the more
Becca's
you
like,
complain,
I spearheaded this.
it shows that the more you
No.
complain, the more you get your way.
That was
And
my
I like this.
No, that's not the lesson to take away from this. I did not do this because you guys pressured me into
I
this.
think you
It's
did.
not peer pressure.
You
I'm
wanted
not
to feel
12.
accepted.
No,
I think you did.
What was happening it wasn't growing down.
You're feeling a little insecure.
No, and it wasn't growing down like I wanted it to. It was just all hovering underneath my chin.
More
and
like
so
an
that-
umbrella.
Yeah.
Like a duck's
So it
butt.
wasn't
Like this.
So it wasn't doing
Not
what I
so
wanted
much
it
You
to.
reminded me of a walrus.
Thank you.
No.
The walruses
Like
are
if
cute.
he was
Ugly
like if
walrus.
he was
Thank you.
drowning, I think his beard could function as like a float because it would go
Yes.
up like this.
Or
Yes.
something would get stuck in it, swimming by, and he
Ew,
drown.
gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
That's what I
I
say.
trimmed
I
that
wonder
today.
what was in
So it
it.
must not have been too bad because you guys didn't even notice is the thing. Let me see. Hey, my name is Bethany, and I am turning 26. Happy birthday, Bethany. I was hoping you all could wish me a happy birthday. I'm a potty who's been listening to your show for 10 years, since before the podcast even started. I love you guys in the show, although sometimes I worry that Betty Rock is a little harsh towards you, Wally. Go Team Wally.
Well, I think
thank
you're
you.
wrong, so whatever.
Well, she's harsh towards everyone. Anyways, I know there's a question tag, so here we go. What is the TV show that you identify most with?
I've got this.
Oh, you do? What?
Because it was just recently that I thought, why do I like this show? And it's because I identify with her so well.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
No, it's Tina Fey in 30 Rock.
Oh, really?
Because she's always trying to manage the crazy people around her.
Ah.
And I feel that way at times.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
You feel
And
like you
she's
manage us?
alone. Yeah, she's alone. She's going to die alone.
Right.
She's brunette.
Right.
She doesn't have her life together. And
Right.
she's surrounded by crazy people. That is me.
It's kind of you. I get it. I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Becca?
I would say Maggie in Newsroom.
I've never seen
And
that
Zach
show.
knows because Zach and
Are
I
you
have
gonna
had
cut your hair off?
conversations. No, Zach and I have had conversations about this because she starts out like very insecure and
Mm-hmm.
questioning herself and everything and apologizing too much and like kind of comes into her own, but still is that person.
Okay.
At her soul. So
Zach, you don't watch as much TV.
Oh,
But
I
is
watch
there-
a lot of
she
TV.
watches
you?
a lot of TV.
Yeah.
I didn't think you did.
Well, less now with a kid
yeah.
because I can't watch the shows I like with her in the room because it's people getting blown up,
Right.
which is stressful for a 2-year-old. I want to say Jack Bauer.
That's
Oh
what you
my
identify with? That's
word.
fantastic.
No.
Things blowing up around me and I never get to eat
That's fantastic.
No. that
or
isn't
sleep.
you.
No.
Uh,
Mm-mm.
The first thought was The Office, but I don't know.
How about Last Man Standing? Oh!
Yeah, that could work.
The Office? You're looking for someone on The Office that you're like? Toby Flenderson. You're welcome.
Toby.
I think everyone thinks they're Jim Halpert.
No! No!
Yeah, I do. I
When
do feel
Toby
that a little
comes
bit.
back in, oh my god.
No!
That
Just like
was
when
so
he wants
funny.
to video every day. No!
Yes.
No!
That's funny. I feel like This Is Us, and from the emotional side of the serious stuff that's going on with that, I'm kind of in that place with my family right now, and I also feel like Randall understood and adopted, misunderstood. And,
You're not adopted.
well, no, not in my
Okay.
family, but just in this world, I don't feel like anyone understands. me.
Aw.
Your
That's
beard's
sad.
gross.
Yeah. See, that's it. Thank you. Let me see here. And finally, hello, me again. Wondering if I could get a birthday shout out for my mom. It's her birthday, and she is turning the same age as you, Wally. Well, happy birthday, Mom.
Who is it?
It's his mom.
No, you just said hello again.
Oh, it's Joshua. It's Joshua's mom.
Joshua?
Joshua.
Joshua. Not Joshua.
No, not Joshua.
Got
no.
it.
That is a good name.
Who writes the questions for boys versus girls is the question. We actually used to have a game that we would pull those from, and I never look at the answers. I keep them down. The questions on one side, the answers on the other, so I don't look at them. And then we had interns start to write questions, and Sutherland was one of our interns who wrote the best questions. And we're still using those questions today. We haven't gone through them all.
She
did
wrote
such a good job.
ton of them because Colby and David did a batch, and
Yeah.
those are good. But Sutherland, like, that's kind of like something we've created. We need interns this summer. Hey,
I
if you want
know.
to intern this summer, hit me up.
And you're in school. You got to be
yes,
in college.
you have to be in college and earning credits for it. And I highly recommend doing internships. Anyway, but Sutherland was a more quiet intern, but she came in and I was like, okay, every day you can write these questions, like anything you could come up with. If
Yeah.
you come up with something at home and then you can come in and write it or whatever. And she just killed it. Like, I think she worked on some of them at home because I told her, like, I'd
Yes.
sign off on any hours that were.
She said I ran into her at an event because our families know each other. And so she was like, hey, if you need more questions written, I'm like, hey,
That's
it's funny you
amazing.
mentioned that. I know you're not like you're fully blown in college there and you're not an intern anymore, but yeah, I could use a couple more
No,
questions.
she killed it.
Yeah, she did a good job.
Marty wrote our Christmas version.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
She did some Christmas.
And if you do want to be an intern, Becca would prefer someone that always threatens to take your job.
Yes.
She likes those kind of people that are passionate.
Interns
like
are hit or
Goes
miss.
for what they want.
It's funny that, okay, let's talk about interns for a minute, all right? Let's talk about this because Becca had one that she didn't like, which was Colby. I had one that I didn't like, which was Sparky McAwesome. Which,
I remember
You were
Sparky
so much
McAwesome.
like you.
Yeah, he was a lot
and that
like
was,
Wally.
and see, and Colby's like Becca.
Colby is nothing like that.
Sparky McAwesome, that was one of the second times I saw you blow up. I remember sitting in this room and we were about to play a game because he was interning the same time as
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
And we were about to play this game and he was like, let's just look at the answers. And I was like, no, he'll get mad if we
Yeah.
do. And he was looking at the answers and you caught him. And you told him, hey, if you're going to be this way, get out. I don't
Yeah.
even want to see your face. Get
Yeah,
out. And I was
you
like,
disgust me.
"Oh, geez."
Sparky McSparkface.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah, he
Louise.
frustrated me a little bit.
He
but
was a lot like you.
come full circle though, he like I tried to invest in the kid, and so he comes to me after the thing and says, "Hey, can I get a recommendation?" I said, "No." I said, "I can't do that for you because I don't like you." And so I mean, I was honest with him, and so I'm like, but what I will do is give me your demo tape, and I'll listen to it and see how I can help you edit that. And so he did that. He gave me one version. I made some suggestions. He gave me another version. I made some other suggestions. And then he used that, and he ended up getting a job. Like
Hey, that's awesome.
he ended up getting a job at the rock station here in Nashville.
Better than a recommendation.
Yeah, I was real happy for him. And actually since then I've seen and I got no problem with him now. But at the time we just didn't work. So maybe that will happen for you and Colby one day.
Maybe I've thought long and hard about if that call does come to my desk
Mm-hmm.
of give me a recommendation.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of kind things to say about her. She was a hard worker.
She
and
did,
She
and
was
she already
very
knew stuff.
motivated,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping that she was a freshman when she interned for us, which is way early. I'm hoping she learned some things from here and along the way through college and stuff.
And when we do World's Biggest Small Group coming up, it's all about forgiveness. So, and you have to write one today.
do
Why
have to
don't you
write
write one about
I'm
Colby?
not writing one about Colby. There's
Wow, not there yet.
No, it's not. It's not like she wronged me. She's just annoying. Very different.
Yeah. So did Zach? Did you ever have an intern that you didn't like care for? Because you're pretty low key.
Yeah, most interns aren't really.
He doesn't like them.
Yeah.
None of them.
He doesn't like any
I
of
was
them.
terrified of Zach. Okay,
Yes.
well let's talk about
Becca
Yeah,
that.
because
wasn't around
both of
afraid.
you,
Yeah, they were
Betty
both
and
interns.
Becca, both started as interns.
I
with
was
us.
terrified of Zach. Terrified of Zach when I interned. And I like huddled close to Katie because I was like, this is my safe place. Because I was kind of scared of you too.
Yeah.
And I thought you didn't think that I liked you.
I didn't. I'm
and
like,
I
what is
overheard
wrong
you
with
say
this
that,
girl?
And I didn't know. I was just like, not shy, but just uncomfortable in my own skin. But Zach, at the time, so I never got to know like fat happy Zach.
Mhm.
I met Zach when he was like in the height of MetaFast. So he had like just lost a ton of weight. He was drinking baby poop every single morning. And I don't know
Shakes.
if maybe there was a happier Zach or if I just read him wrong, but I was terrified
Here's the
of you.
thing, because I met him when he first walked through the door before he was, because you were with another producer when I came in.
Yeah, and
So
Betty was here before
Right,
Zach.
Right. So I was never afraid of Zach. I think he has changed with time.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember him being so, should I say, pessimistic. When I first met him, he was more like
That's
you
my
could
fault.
slap him in the face with a 2x4 and he'd
Yeah.
be like, "Hey, it's gonna be a
just
great
happy to be
day."
here.
Yeah. Hey,
But
you want to hit that
now-
other side? Yeah.
Why
But
didn't
now
I
not
get
so
any
much.
of that?
Yeah. Okay. Now let me ask you this, Zach. Honestly, because you and I have talked about this before, and I'm like, did I break you? like, did I make you a sad, pessimistic person? And you're not a sad, pessimistic person.
No, I wouldn't say that.
But like, you definitely get frustrated more, or you let it show more than you used to.
Yeah,
You
maybe
used to
that's
not
a
let,
good thing.
Yeah, you used to not let it show. You
yeah,
kept
so
it all
maybe
inside.
that's not a bad thing. Maybe
Yeah.
now we're seeing the real Zach, the one that isn't hidden anymore.
Mhm.
I think after you've been somewhere for 10 years, you've hit your head on the same wall more times.
Yeah.
And so you lose patience of things that you've been pounding your head on for a long time.
I'll be honest with you. I'm finding that right now at home for me, and I've been married for almost 25 years, and I have an 18-year-old daughter, and there are things I had when I was 7 years into our marriage, there was like this epiphany one day where I'm like, well, wait, I don't like doing this. I'm just going to tell her I don't like doing that. Like, why would I not be honest? Because before I was always like, I just rolled with everything, and because I didn't want to upset the apple cart, so to speak. I didn't want to make waves.
And young in your career or marriage, that's a healthy thing.
Yeah, and so there was about 7 years in, I'm like, you know what? No, I want to assert myself a little bit more in things that I don't want, in life out of this. And so I think I'm finding myself that way now, where again I'm having that reset of things that I just either I don't want to deal with, or I won't tolerate, like being disrespected and things like that. And sometimes it's kidding, and if I'm in a situation where I'm not happy, like at work or whatever, and then that makes it worse at home, I'm hypersensitive to things right now. And I've told you guys this. I'm on a hair trigger right now, and I have trouble with that at home, because things that maybe a year ago wouldn't have bothered me at all, I'd laugh about it and stuff, I find are bothering me, and so I'm having to manage that. Or is it like I'm getting older, so like why do I want to put up with something, and I'm just nipping things in the bud versus being like kind about it and problem solving? And that, I think that's where my head's at right now, is I'm just like stopping things because I don't want to deal with it.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, though.
I think it's the way I'm doing it, though.
Oh.
I think that's the problem. I think I need to be kinder about how I'm doing it, because I'm being really short. And with my wife, I've never, ever, like, there are moments where I've disrespected her in times, like by accident or but small things. But like, I feel like I might be disrespecting her, in her intentions and her heart. And I know her heart is for me, but then when we're disagreeing, it's frustrating me, because I just want people to do what I want them to do. I think that's what I'm getting more dogmatic. It's like, just do what I want you to do, please. Like, that's all I need you to do.
It's
like,
a secret to happiness.
Yes, I know what I'm doing here at home. I know what I'm doing at work. Just do it. I don't want to debate anything right now, And so I have to watch how I'm handling that at home, and I don't know that I'm handling it.
So now others
great.
that are thinking about interning are now thinking, I don't want to do that. Hey,
You'll learn a lot right now.
One thing that I would like to keep in mind is there was one intern we had. He can remember your name. There was one intern that to this day he still had a hard time remembering her name.
Who?
You don't even remember her name.
Emily. Erica.
Erica.
Erica,
You
yes.
could not remember, so you'd be like,
Erica. Yes, that's right. I did. And she was really sweet.
She was great.
Yeah.
And then we had Tanner. He was great
And
too.
Tanner
and
works
he's got
here
a
now.
job here at the station.
You act like he knows my name though, but during my entire internship, it'd be like, hey, girl.
Girl. I called her girl.
Yeah, I
Hey,
didn't even
girl.
get a nickname. I just got girl.
Yeah,
Well,
everybody
that was
else
because
got.
he felt insecure beside you because you're taller than him.
Everybody else got nicknames. Like there was Snorty McGee. She got a nickname.
Oh, I forgot about
Remember Snorty?
McGee.
Yeah, because she would
Yes.
laugh and she would snort.
Ryan the intern.
Ryan the temp.
Brian the temp.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Betty Rock.
Betty Rock. I don't know
Yeah.
if David got one. I don't think David got one.
Wait, was David the hugger?
No,
No,
David
who
was
was
the thin
that?
guy, the diabetic.
The recent one.
Oh,
Who's the
David,
hugger?
diabetic. Yeah, he was a good guy.
Oh, the hugger!
Yeah.
What was his
The
name?
Scotty McCreery looking hugger kid that was
What
only
was
here for
his
about
name?
2 days. Yes.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Because we had a video
That
of
was
him
bad.
hugging Betty and the creepiest look on his face.
Bless
I
his
don't want to
heart.
say his name because I don't want to embarrass him. But I can't remember it anyways. But I wouldn't say it anyway, just out of being kindness. But yes, that
No,
was.
I can't remember.
This
Intern
bus-
with the Wally show.
Yeah, this
It's
business
a lot of
attracts some
fun.
weirdos.
Yeah.
But there are people that get jobs out of it too. Katie was an intern; she got a job out of it, And so if you
Mhm.
come and
I
you
did,
work
Becca
hard,
did.
we try to find places for people.
Or you fight until they won't let you.
Yeah, they just won't, you'll never leave me.
They say, we're not going to pay you. That's okay. I'll still stay.
Yep, and you're the best.
I
Rob.
do think with Becca and a couple other interns, they started a week I was out on vacation.
Mm.
And so I never so I came in after you had already been here for a week or something.
Mm,
And
that
she was
sounds
already-
right.
That's why it felt weird.
She was already trying to take your job too.
No!
back
someone,
then.
and someone was already
She
training her
totally
bad
was.
habits.
She was like, oh, he does that? I can totally do that.
Yeah, I can
I
sit
thought
there.
to
I
myself,
just
wow,
didn't
she
want to
sounds
be.
a lot like
And
Colby.
okay, also, like what?
Sounds
What?
a lot like Colby.
I didn't
Oh
say
my
anything.
goodness. Also, Ryan the temp and Richard and I all
Oh,
interned at the same time.
Richard! Yeah, he
The
was-
three of us were at the same time. So there were days
right.
of I become in, and Ryan just parked himself right here.
He
And
did,
so I
yeah.
thought, okay, this is where we sit. And then I learned very quickly, no, that's not what you do.
Yes,
You actually
no,
do things during
no.
the show.
I
Or
will-
stand in the background.
I will be honest. There was a double standard. Ryan the temp.
He had a soft spot
I
in your
did.
heart.
That big dumb redheaded dude, I still love that guy. He literally came by just the other day just to say hi, and so it's like there was something about it. He was useless for doing work, but when he was on the air with us, he was a gold mine. And so I gave
Even though
him.
you can mumble so much, you couldn't understand what you're saying.
It doesn't matter. Like that, he was just fantastic. Like I gave him special treatment that I did not extend to other people. 100%.
My favorite. I
100%.
was working here part time, so there were technically 5 people associated with the show. It was
Right.
Betty and Zach and you and Katie and myself, and we were gonna do a Christmas gift exchange. So we were gonna draw names, and you're like, okay, who's gonna take Ryan's? Ryan hasn't even been in here in 6 months.
I know, but
what
Ryan.
do you mean he's gonna buy Ryan a gift?
But
You
Ryan-
can buy Ryan a gift.
And I did. And Ryan was smart because Ryan would, after he left, would circle around and send an email right before Christmas. And then
my
he's like,
God.
oh, we got to put you
No,
in
you
now.
don't. You don't. He wasn't a part of the show at that point.
I do remember
yeah.
that.
That was funny.
And
Yeah.
Richard, you sprayed
Axe body spray.
all over him, and he had to go to work
Now
that day.
that was the best.
That was terrible.
Like 2 cans, 2 full cans of Axe body
Bless
spray on
his
him, and he went to
heart.
work.
He was a good
This would be a
one.
fun walk down memory lane for people who have been with us for a long time.
know.
But for new people, they'd be like,
Yeah,
look through our YouTube channel. It's all there. It's
there's a
fun.
bunch
I'm
of
very
good stuff.
self-conscious because a little bit ago someone pointed out that I've been slouching, and so now I feel like
Oh yeah. I think
You
we.
got
it's
it.
natural. Is
What
this
you
how I
do?
say it?
I think we
is you
all have bad
sit
posture.
And you put your shoulders back like this. Roll them back.
Like this.
Is this
No,
natural?
Nice.
that looks like
Perfect.
you're
I'll keep my
hurting.
arms right here.
Perfect.
That looks so much more natural.
Yeah, this
Right?
feels great. My spine
You
feels
look
good.
so awkward.
All
Okay.
right. We didn't have any extra news stories. Did we have one least of these? Oh, no, we're going to talk about Bachelor ended last night.
Yes, it did.
And Nick ended up,
You
spoiler
look like you're
alert,
about to punch
with
someone.
the girl from Canada.
Canadian.
The
Yes,
Canadian.
Vanessa.
Did
Yeah.
y'all like her or no?
Yeah, she's all right.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing. She was very impressive early on because she's a special eds teacher. And you could tell
Oh.
she was very invested in her job. Her students loved her.
Yeah,
She
that's
loved what
awesome.
she did. So that set her out in my mind right away of like, oh, this girl is cool. She actually has A, a real career. B,
She wasn't an
cares about it.
aspiring dolphin
Right,
trainer.
exactly. Like so many on there are. And so she was great, but there's some odd things that happened as the season went on. So it came down to the final 2 of Vanessa and Raven. And Raven was this sweet Southern girl with this crazy side you never saw coming.
Yeah.
But still, like, I was rooting for her. Like, I liked her. She was a business owner. She's very Southern. And like when they'd get together, they'd have like a ton of fun, and they go out on these fun dates, and just like they played with puppies on their last date.
Yeah,
Just
little
fun, like,
huskies.
very lighthearted. You could tell that they cared about each other. Vanessa, because she was Canadian, that was always what their conversations came down to of like, okay, well, I'm not going to move to Canada because I'm proud to be an American, literally what he said. And so
it's a place he at least knows he's free
Yeah.
but it was hard because
He's not going to forget the men who
No.
died to.
to give him that right.
Yeah.
I think I'll stand up.
But it was so frustrating to hear their conversations because both of them were like, well, one of us has to compromise.
Right. And she's like, I'm going to eat brunch every Sunday with my family. That's
Right.
what we do.
And he's like, I'm going to live in America.
But I like women that challenge me.
I hate that when two people are like, someone's got to compromise, but no
Right.
one's even taking that first step. And so I told Joey, I'm like, if she comes on after the final rose and we're finding out that she's moving to the United States, it's not going to work. The only way this is going to work is if he moves to Canada because she has a real job. She's settled where she is.
Mm-hmm.
He just has some, like, he's just faming himself out for
Yeah.
everything right now. He has some internet company.
Yeah.
So I was pretty disappointed with the after the final rose, and they did not look happy either. So
Really? I didn't say I had to pull the
I
cord
don't
on
believe
it.
like they're
Joey
not gonna
was
stay,
interested.
they're not going to stay together long at all.
No.
No,
if
he'll
they're
never-
even together right now.
He'll never get married. Like I have a feeling he'll get married like really late in life, and then it's still not going to
He'll
work.
buy a bunch of scarves.
His dad,
He
his
does have
dad,
a ton
yeah,
of scarves.
his
And
dad really
turtlenecks
laid him
that go
out
up to
though.
here.
Oh.
His dad was like, you know what? Like after meeting the two girls, and so again, like with Raven, and it wasn't like, oh, it's just this fun. I like that was Corinne was fun and craziness. Like Raven was just kind and
Yeah.
like and she was confident.
Sweet.
She didn't worry about all the drama, and all these other people were worried about the drama. And so I thought, oh, that might be what he gravitates toward. But his dad was like, you have a type. You realize that, right? He's like, yeah, I like strong women that challenge me. And his dad's like, how's that worked out for you? And his dad's right. Like this thing that you're gravitating towards is the thing that maybe isn't the best thing for you because maybe you like this, but maybe you don't know how to handle it well. And maybe it's not what's best for you. Maybe you need somebody that's kind of the opposite of you that will balance you out.
And still call you out on things if you need to be, but not just that constant like hitting a
Right.
wall with each other. Like that's not always good.
Like too, like you had said that they stayed on after the rose thing and were like talking about all, their fights, and I'm like, seriously,
Yeah.
this should be the best time in your relationship. There should be zero fights.
And Chris Harrison's like, okay, so wedding, and they're like, oh, we're taking baby steps forward, and it's like,
Right.
okay, I get that you're not going to get married the second you're out. Like this is such an unrealistic thing to begin with, but at least say, oh, you know, we're hoping for next year. They weren't even like excited about it. It was just an odd conversation, and they talked about how they'd had these knockdown, drag out fights, and you were like,
I do
ugh.
not get that.
Has there ever been a Bachelor where he just doesn't choose anybody?
Oh,
Oh.
really?
That's an
Yeah.
option he
Brad
should've-
Womack? Did he
Yeah,
do
his
that?
first round he did that.
Okay. Oh, why do I know that? that came way too easy. I'll admit that came way too
And what
easy.
was with
How about that March
He's
Madness?
okay.
Final Four
Oh,
basketball.
What was
Juan
his name?
Pablo. He
Juan
got to
Pablo.
he got to the end, and he was like, I really, 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 really
Like you.
I
Yes.
didn't propose. That was weird. And then there was also a guy who chose one girl and then came back later and
Yes.
picked the runner
The
up
girl he
instead.
sent home. That was kind of awesome,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, Juan Pablo was a guy that went from everyone loves him to everyone hated him.
I never liked him. I didn't
Oh,
get
really?
the appeal at
Oh,
all.
yeah.
He was hardly even featured
liked
on
his name.
the one season.
I like to
Juan
say
Pablo.
Juan Pablo.
And I love how he said,
Hey, Juan.
Claire.
Yes, and his whole thing,
Juan.
besito, besito.
Gag me. I
Yeah,
don't like him.
yeah. So anyway, Bachelor's over, so we get to.
Yay!
Dancing with the Stars starts Monday.
Yeah.
So
I
excited.
still,
Who are
I
you
still
cheering
can't get
for?
into
So
that.
I don't know. I have to wait and see. There's no
Nick's
one that
in it. The
Nick is
Bachelor
in it.
Nick is in it.
There's no one that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to root for them like right away. And like last season, I fell in love with Lori Hernandez. She's just like such a sweet little spirit, like so kind and giggly and happy. And so she became my favorite, but I didn't know anything about her beforehand. So I'll let you know after the first episode.
Oh well,
That'll
we
be
got
great.
we got to make sure we get our brackets done.
Yes.
For
Yes!
Dancing with the Stars.
That's what we need to do.
I know we have March
you're
Madness,
joking.
but
I know you're joking. Zach, stop it. Stop, Zach. This is happening. Just deal with it.
oh,
I also rooted for Gary Busey when he was on. But
oh yeah.
He dances in a cosmos of riddles. Of
See?
course you vote.
I
for him.
See? Yeah, get your bracket ready.
I am proud that I've never voted for anything on TV, like ever. The Voice, the American Idol.
Why does that matter? You sit there and you watch them.
I know it's totally different. Losers vote.
I will give
Okay.
hours and hours of my life to it, but
Yes.
I will not make a phone
Exactly.
call.
I won't
That
go
is
that
too
next
far.
step. Yep. That's it. That's it. All right. You know what? I think we have prattled on enough here. So let's end this thing and get on with the podcast. Well, there you go. That's going to do it for your podcast today. And as always, thanks for being a
a
potty.
potty.